to make sure that everything's working properly. Yeah, we're here. Hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever time it may be for you at the moment. And welcome back to day 2 of the Wanna-Yam Game Jam, making our little game about chemistry. Hope we're all doing good. Sandra, it's nice to see you again. Has been a while indeed. I'm happy to be back doing live streams, which is cool. You're in Manchester at the moment. Nice. Got a few friends in Manchester. What are you doing? What are you doing in Manchester? Will you be able to play the game on mobile? Probably not. I mean, theoretically, it's possible. Basically, what we've got. Let me do a recap of yesterday. So the theme for the game jam, as you can see from the overlay over to my that side, yeah, down there, is combination. So we are making a game where you combine molecules to create other molecules and discover new things, and you can like grab them and sling them about the place and throw them into each other. Oh, my computer's having some real issues today. It's running really slowly, but yeah, you can throw stuff around. It's got some nice physics to it. You can build up these different shapes. You can break connections by right-clicking on stuff. And it puts some force on things. But yeah, so what I want to do today is start expanding this out a bit more. So I want to introduce some different types of molecules. I was awake until like, I don't know, maybe like 1 in the morning yesterday, just lying in bed thinking about how to expand this concept further. And so the way that I think I'm going to go about doing things is, first of all, we need to sort out these springs because they're way too loose and flimsy. We want it to be a lot more tight. And I think we do that by upping the tension of the spring. Oh, come on. Why is my computer being so slow? Yeah, if we up the spring value, or maybe we need to decrease the spring value. Which molecule have I got? This one. I should probably be editing all of the molecules, but they'll have different amounts of spring. Let's play with these two. If we increase the spring really high. Yeah, that's more like it, I think. We probably want the spring to be like maybe 50 or something. Yeah, that's much better. That feels much more snappy. And we can pew, fling this thing around. Build up some cool clusters of things. I want to increase the force on the throwaway as well, because it feels a bit flimsy at the moment. Yeah, cool. We're also going to make a couple of changes. So yeah, first things first, I want to fix that value in the code. Second thing, I want to add in a menu so that you can do a little click in the bottom right and it'll bring up like a menu of all of the different molecules you've unlocked, so you can just spawn them in, because the idea is that we'll have loads of different types of molecules, probably like, I don't know, maybe we could go for like 15 or 20 with this iteration for the jam version, because we've got a week to mess with content. I think as long as we get everything set up, adding content should be easy, and the setup should be quite straightforward as well. So that's going to be the sort of primary focus there. And then we are also going to start setting up the system for recognizing when things are matched together, and if we create something that forms another molecule, we'll delete all of the old molecules and bonds in that connection and replace it with a single instance of the new molecule, so we can create some different prefabs here. And I think the way we're going to want to do it actually is, if I take this molecule here, I'm going to rename it to particle, because I want to be able to work in a modular kind of workflow. I'm gonna have it such that we can add extra components to things so that they do different things when stuff happens, and we can have some events that fire off, and it should be good. It should be good. So we're gonna have particle as our basic thing. I'm gonna delete all of these guys, and I'm actually just gonna go straight ahead and create a like a panel. Do I want a panel? I kind of want to use the modern UI package and build out my window over on the right so that it at least looks kind of close. We're basically going to have a scroll rect set up. I need everything to start running properly though. I think how much space have I got left on my machine? Because that could be doing me dirty. I think that's probably what it's going to be. Which will be annoying because it means I either have to work really slowly or we've got to switch, restart the stream, which would be a faff. I don't want to have to do that. But working slowly is going to be a real pain. How's the sound, by the way? Is all the audio levels good? Cool. Let's get this zoomed in a bit as well, if it would be so kind. There we go. So I would like to have I'm going to take yesterday we created an event in here called On Connection Created. I'm actually going to take that out of here and move it to a general game events thing. I'd like to just have it be a single molecule, and we are actually going to have it as an event. Like so. And we want it to be static so that we can reference it all over the place. And the reason we're doing this is because we can create a method in our, we're going to make a what's it called? Another class for like a molecule crafting manager or something like that, and that can subscribe to this method, check all of the connections in a single molecule, build that into a list, and then figure out what's connected to what, and we can evaluate molecules like that. So, of course, we want to make sure that we actually fire off that event in here. So let's do that. Go game events dot on connection created question mark dot invoke, and we're going to pass in this. Why are you complaining? Oh, okay, fine. We'll have it as a Unity, or if I just get rid of that, that should be fine, right? Won't have it as an event, we'll just have it as an action. Yeah, cool. Which I'm still not 100% certain what the difference in those is. I should know because I've been programming for so many years, but I can never remember. What the actual difference is. But there we go. We'll invoke that, so now things can listen for connection creations. What happened to Echo? Echo, I had to stop working on Echo a while ago just because the scope was way too big. I think I did make a video about it, or I talked about it in the Square Off video, which I'm going to make another video soon to explain like everything that's going on, where I've been for the past 5-6 months. Just like in general what's been happening. Oh no, now my mouse isn't moving. I don't know if that froze the stream temporarily. I'm gonna hope it didn't. Yeah, so Echo is kind of just on the back burner. I want to come back to it eventually. When I can go part-time day job and spend more time working on the games and stuff. But at the moment, still working full-time. It's just kind of difficult to work on a large project, and I don't want to be in a position where I'm spending the next 3 years working on the same game, just because it isn't particularly viable for scaling the studio as a company, especially now that I've got Jaden on board as well, who Jaden is the other developer in the team. He came on sort of like properly at the start of the year / November time last year. But yeah, I need to think about how I can properly, scale the company from a sustainable point of view, so that we can, pay ourselves a bit of a salary, so that we can at least, afford to pay bills and all that jazz. So, ooh, I can just make a tooltip. That's handy. That's cool. What's the other videos to stream? Working on a game about Square. Yeah, Square Off. That is technically it's out. There was going to be a bigger version on Steam, but Unity kind of screwed me there. In that the new input system doesn't support Steam Remote Play. And doing competitive physics-based games over the network is really kind of tricky to do good anyway, because, I mean, I'm going on a tangent here, but basically in networking you have server and client authority. So you'll have a server, which is like the controlling body. That's what everything connects to. All of the clients connect to the server, and that's how everybody connects together and does the online stuff. The server, in most cases, should have the authority for actually doing stuff, and clients should make requests to the server to then do things. For example, with movement, it should be the case that a player goes to the server, hi, I'd like to move here, and then the server does some validation to make sure that move is good, that move is a proper move that they can do, and then if it is, they can send a message back to the client to say, yeah, cool, well, let's move you to here. The downside of that is that there's lag, there's some latency between the server and the client, because obviously you've got to send a message up, then you've got to receive a message back. There's going to be some delay in that, and that delay is dependent on your network connection as well. So if it basically makes the game feel bad for the players that aren't the server, because, you press the D key to move to the right, it has to send a message to the server to say, I'd like to move to the right. The server will then pick that up, send the message back to say, yeah, that's fine, and it'll move you to the right, but it feels slow, so it's kind of imprecise. And you can get around that by giving client authority, which is where the client can just do what it wants to do. Downside of that is that it's really easy for people to cheat. You can just make a hacked client that makes you move really fast, or makes your life like infinite or whatever, and that obviously ruins the game in competitive games, so you have to do some server authority behavior in there. To make matters worse, with physics, you kind of really have to do it on the server for two reasons. One reason is physics and Unity are non-deterministic, and that means that depending on your frame rate, graphics card, the computer that you're on, just all of the environment that a thing is running the game in, a ball moving at the same speed into the same object with the same angle could bounce off in a completely different direction on different machines. So all physics have to be done on the same machine for it to be consistent across all of them, which means obviously we're going to have some delay between the physics on the clients and the physics on the server. And there's ways to get around it with client prediction and server reconciliation and things like that, but it's not stuff that I know enough about. And it just, again, for the same reason that I had to stop working on Echo, I don't want to be spending years working on the same project in the early days of the studio, especially as the studio's growing. So SquareOff itself is on itch.io. You can go and download it now. It currently only works with controllers, but I'm going to push an update that allows you to use keyboard and mouse. I've also got an update for another game mode as well, which I'll push up, but the Steam release probably isn't going to happen in the full-fledged mode that I wanted it to, which is a shame, but it wouldn't be worth doing. Yeah, it would just be, there'd be a worse product for you guys, and I'd rather not spend ages working on putting out a worse product, if that makes sense. So back in the swing of things, I want to make a button so that I can spawn in some things. So let's make a molecule manager, and I'm just going to send to him, and we're going to give him a script called molecule spawner. Yeah, we'll call it molecule spawner. Sure. And we're going to do some stuff for we're not going to do stuff for field today, no. I'm going to leave field to the end, because we've got this jam ends on the 15th of August. So we have like a week, basically. Can't do anything on Monday because Monday's busy. We'll be streaming again on Tuesday, because Tuesday is stream day. Let's go. And then there may be some other streams throughout the week as well. But we're probably going to have like 5 days tops to be working on this. So we want to move relatively quickly. So I would like a public void spawn molecule, which is going to take in a molecule to spawn. And we will simply go in here and say instantiate molecule to spawn. And actually we are going to do some positioning. We want to spawn it at transform.position and quaternion.identity. And we're actually going to cache that. And then we're going to say molecule.transform.name equals, and I want to name it after the name of the molecule. So we're going to add a new field to our molecule here. Serialized field, private string. Do I want a string or do I want a character? So the reason I'm doing this is, for any of you guys watching, say hi if you're hanging around in the chat silent, by the way. I love to hear your ideas and chat with you guys. But for any one of you who's ever done any chemistry before, even at like high school level, or what would it be, like middle school if you're in the US, you have chemical formulas, right? So it's like a little piece of text that's like C4H2O whatever, which signifies you have the atom carbon or the element carbon, and there are 4 molecules of it, or 4 atoms of it, whatever. I can't actually remember how. I think it's molecules. The elements are molecules, yeah. So you have 4 molecules of carbon, 2 molecules of hydrogen, and a molecule of oxygen type thing. That's not a real thing, but that's your formula. And the way that I want to validate crafting recipes, and this is with a similar sort of approach, so we can create strings that represent elements and then the number of connections that they have, and somehow I need to also tie in what they're connected to. And I was having a look at it actually, if we just pop open a new tab when my computer decides to behave. there is a compound molecular formula. I think that's it. This is one of those moments where I could do with some help from my friend Oscar, because he actually is doing a PhD in chemistry or a master's in chemistry. But I have a feeling the compound molecular formula is basically like these diagrams that you see here. There we go. Hopefully that's big enough on screen on the stream. But this shows, so this carbon up at the top, it's got a weak connection to the hydrogen and a strong connection to some oxygen. It's also got a weak connection to carbon, hydrogen, blah, 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 blah. That's kind of that. And I need a way of representing this kind of graph structure in a string, which is... it's going to take some figuring out, but there is a way to figure it out. Because obviously, if we look at this, C4H10, that's great. We know there's 4 carbon and there's 10 hydrogen, but there's no way to intuit how those things are connected together as someone who doesn't know chemistry or for the sake of a computer. Like we would just say, yeah, the 4 carbon could be connected together, and then we could have the 10 hydrogen connected on the end. It could be like carbon, hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen, and then a load of other hydrogens as well. We don't know, so that's something we need to figure out. And I think this is probably the way that it's going to need to be done. So rather than, we can just check like, yeah, I don't know. I need to think about how to source this somehow, because there's so many ways that we can form things. But either way, we're gonna have a private character, private char, which will be our chemical symbol. And you know what? I've changed my mind. It's gonna be a string. Because maybe we can put them in a stack or something. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're going to update the transform.name to equal our molecule dot chemical symbol, which we need to make a getter for this as well. So we're going to have a public string chemical symbol. And that is going to return our chemical symbol. So that way we can only set this in the inspector or within this class, which we're not going to set it within this class. And the best part about this is that we can just make a bunch of prefabs and then spawn a bunch of things. So let's make an electron, shall we? What I want to have it be the case that when you break or when you right click on an atom that's connected to something else, I want to spawn an electron for each of the connections that it has, because I think that'll be a really fun discovery for people playing the game. Obviously, I'm afraid that's spoiled the surprise for you guys, but when you break a bond, it spawns out an electron, which again isn't proper chemistry, but I think that'll be cool. So we have a particle, and the reason that it's a particle and not a molecule is because I want that I don't want electrons to create electrons. Obviously that would be flawed. So let's take our particle, and actually I'm gonna just, let's make the electron. So I'd like a new material, and I think I'm probably going to put a particle effect on the electron as well. So let's name this electron, and we're going to put it in our prefabs. We're going to make it a prefab variant. I want to make it like smaller. So it's this nice little thing, and we're gonna create some names for our materials as well. So this will be hydrogen, I guess, and then let's make one for the electron as well, which I think we can make the electron glow because, you know, electricity. And I figure we'll have a recipe for when you throw an electron at a particle, or if you have it in a system that needs electrons, we can create a charged version of that molecule. And sometimes it won't work, in which case you just right click it and it'll disappear. But with these charged molecules, I figure we can create these things where we have like electrons spinning around the outside of the molecule, and we can actually do some really cool things with the visuals here, which I'm really happy about. It's gonna look really nice. That at least at a minimum, it's gonna look really nice. So that's cool. Something I do need to do, I need to grab this green color again, because I've discovered that our bond has reverted to brown, because my computer crashed last night, which is annoying. Electron. And we want to make sure we've got decent contrast with the background as well, so... drag and drop this guy on. Come on. There we go. I think we'll go with like maybe that's why. One sec, I'm just gonna have a look at what's running on my machine, and because I think Java usually hogs up a lot of my memory when I don't want it to. OBS is using 2 gig, wow, amazing. Maybe OBS is what's doing me dirty here. Well, we'll see. Yeah, if we go with like a kind of orangey red, and then we'll make it glow as well, so we'll enable the emission, grab that same color. Oof, maybe not quite like that. I need... a little bit more contrast. Perhaps we can make it glow. Because it combines with the color underneath as well. I definitely want it to be like, it needs to look like electricity. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, the way I picture it is that we can have our hydrogen particle here. Create first of all, let's call this charged hydrogen. And we'll create an empty on here. Called electron container. Let's actually save this as a prefab variant as well. And we're gonna unpack this prefab, unpack completely. Move it up like, yeah, 1. And I think we actually probably want to make this even smaller, maybe like 0.3. Maybe not quite that small. Actually no, that should be fine because we can zoom in and out. And then let's duplicate this and just rotate it like that. Duplicate again, rotate it like this maybe, and then we can grab like all of these containers, and the way I see it is we'll just have them rotating around the particle at random speeds. And we'll add in some random speeds and random directions, so it looks like we've got these cool kind of things floating around. And I think actually I want to have this not be quite so far away. 0.75? Yeah. Anyway, let's grab our actual electron back. You are going to be 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. We are going to add a little trail renderer to this guy. Width is going to be starting at 0.3. And we're going to finish it off at 0, curving in this kind of shape. Amazing. We'll give it the same material as our electron. There we go. And you know what? I think I am going to make this slightly thinner, to be honest. Maybe this kind of vibe. We are going to give it a time of 0.25, so it's nice and short. In fact, we might even go smaller than that. We might go with 0.1. Unity, please. And the min vertex distance is 0.1 as well. There we go, cool. Actually, we should be able to click and drag on this thing straight away, and see how it looks in the game. Yeah, there we go. A little electron, we can throw it about the place. It will form bonds, which is kind of cool. Oh, this is going to be so cool. I'm actually like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but this is going to be so cool. Look at that. Look at that. Juice. Let's just maybe drop the alpha a little bit. We'll go with like 175 down to 0 at the end. Oh, but of course it's not gonna work because we're using emission, and emission materials don't appreciate the power of transparency. But what I'm also going to do on here is just create a little particle system to kind of make it look like there's electricity running around the thing. What am I doing? Effect, particle system. We'll call this charge effect. Shape is going to be a sphere. We want to make sure that the radius is the same size as the thing. 0.15. Start speed, let's go with 0. I want the start size. Well, first of all, we want it to ping pong. Let's just drop the start size down so we can kind of see what's going on here. Give it a radius of maybe like 0.2, just so it's slightly bigger. And let's change our material to maybe that. Yeah. No, I don't want it to be the electron material. I do want it to be the default. Sprite's default, yeah. And then let's have some orbital velocity on these things. Velocity over lifetime, orbital. If I up the orbital velocity on Y, yeah, look at that. We start to get some spin around. So let's do some random between two constants, and we'll go with like 5 and -5 on each axis. drop the emission to like 2 over time. Let's drop our start size even further. Like 0.15. Oh yeah, this is gonna look cool. Go with a slightly darker orange. I'm actually gonna make them like super small, but this is fine because we're gonna add trails to them. I'm actually gonna drop that rate over time even lower to just 1, so we don't have loads. Turn on trails. It's so weird to look at. There we go. Maybe do it like this. What material are we using for the trail? Let's use our sprites default again. Look at that, that's kind of cool. Welcome back, welcome back. We are making the electron effect. I think maybe I do want to use the particles. Can I use this? Like, I don't want a square. I'd like a circle, but I don't want... I mean, I suppose I can just make a material. Yeah, go on then. Let's make a material. This is going to be our circle particle. We are going to use universal render pipeline, particles, and unlit. I would like the type to be transparent, and I want the base map to be a circle. And then I should be able to go onto this charge effect and change the material to our circle particle. Nice, that's done it. Cool. Let's make sure this trail is rendering behind our particles as well. I want to make sure the particles are in front. Some size over lifetime. We are gonna go kind of like this sort of thing. Shelfman, hey my guy, how's it going? Working on the Wanna-Yam submission. Are you entering the Wanna-Yam Game Jam at all, or? Maybe do this kind of thing. I'm having issues with this orbital velocity. I want it to kind of actually send. I mean, it low key is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Let's just lower the lifetime of these particles a bit as well, to maybe like 1 second. We'll up the rate back to 5 again, so we have a few more. Look at that, that's cool. Oh, shame. That's cool though. Yeah, you'll have to send me some links to your Jonas submission, definitely, because I'll want to play it. I want to play it, you know. Get these trails a bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. I need the trail to render behind. What's the idea for the game? So, I'm glad you asked. We are making a chemistry game with molecules, and let me show you actually, because it's pretty fun. You take molecules, you throw them against other molecules, and they form bonds depending on the velocity. So we've got an electron over here, which is what I'm trying to make look cool. We've got some hydrogen, but you can like throw these things together. Ooh, where's he going? Throw these things together like so. Oh, come on. Ugh. And they form bonds. And when you connect things in a way that forms like an atom, it'll make it'll make a recipe, and then you can use those new molecules that you discover to build other things. And yeah, it feels really fun to play with, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun creating some cool visual effects. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool if I do say so myself. What I do need to do is put the balloon back on, because we want these little boys to glow. I can set the threshold to like 1.5 so that we don't get the background glowing. And then I can at least go onto my electron material and up the intensity. I don't want to put it like super high though, because then it's not gonna show up against the background. I mean, maybe we do the background as like a gray so that you can see things, but I don't really like that. I always use a gray background. I mean, that's kind of nice, to be fair. I'm not sure I hate this. It's a lot easier on the eyes as well, that's for sure. Okay, yeah, we'll stick with this for now. This vignette needs to chill, though, because it's a bit harsh at the moment. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm excited to see what people who play it think of it. Hopefully it lives up to expectations. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Feels a bit God particle-y with this. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Oh, you know what? Forget it. We're using this charge effect on the charged what's it? Cancel. Can I not? Let me duplicate you and move you under here. Oh, come on. There we go. I can't add it because it's a prefab. That's so ridiculous. That effect looks so cool though. I really love that. Okay, let's get rid of the electron container. Add you under here. I can get rid of the electron now, and this charge effect, let's center out. Yeah, 111. And let's fix this up. I'm getting so distracted right now, but worth it. So first things first, let's make the material of our particle our electron material so that it's got some glow to it. This trail needs to be like a little bit more orange. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Let's make the start size a little bit bigger. Maybe not that much bigger though. Like point 2. Yeah, that works. And the radius. We'll have at 1.2. No, not 1.2. That's way too big. I want to make it so that things emit from the edge of this circle, not the inside. And I think that's with the radius thickness. Yeah, there we go. Give it a radius of 0.75. Maybe let's just drop this emission down to like 2, just so it's not too crazy. Yeah, cool. We now have charged hydrogen. Sick. Oh, dude, I mean, particles take so much effort to work out. It's not... No quick feat. I've been doing this for a while, and I mean, I'm still not super happy with the kind of results I can get, but this, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. Just make sure our electron variant is looking cool. I'm gonna scale in our radius here. So that we've actually got things sitting around the edge. Let's just up that start size as well so we can see the balls a bit more clearly. Maybe 2.5. Yeah, and let's make them a bit lighter. There we go. That looks cool. That looks like a charged particle, right? And I think we can turn off trails for this one. Save us some CPU. Cool. Oh yeah, because that is an interesting fact actually. The Unity particle system, I think, I mean, unless I've been misinformed, but I'm pretty sure the particle system runs on the CPU rather than the GPU, which is kind of weird. But the what word am I looking for? Visual effects graph runs on the GPU, which is why it's, you know, you can do bigger things, more particles, more performance. Cool. I'm still like... Oh, yeah, blue. Why didn't I think of blue? Blue's like the most chemistry color ever. Let's go with like a nice turquoisey blue. Cool, cool, cool. Great, so we've got charged hydrogen. I need some normal hydrogen. I tell you what I do need actually is... Ah, I've made these all children of... Ah, gosh darn it. I mean, that's fine, that's fine. Hydrogen. That's you. make you a prefab variant. We also want carbon, I think is probably a good shout. Which I guess carbon will be like a kind of black. Or like a grey kind of color. Maybe we could do like blue, steel. Yeah. Something like this. Carbon. Prefab variant. We also want, I guess, oxygen makes a lot of sense. Which I think oxygen is going to have to be like a light blue. Proper vibrant. Yeah, cool. This game is going to be so much fun to make. Like, I'm having a whale of a time. This is awesome. UV prefab variant. I mean, yeah, look at this. I'm just gonna do on my molecule manager. Right, so the reason I made this how it is because eventually I want to have it so we can move the camera around. And we want to spawn molecules in the center of the camera at the right distance. So hence the molecule manager being a game object that we can make as a child object of the camera. I'm just going to go in here and do something really jammy. We're going to have public controls. And we're going to say, why are you indented weirdly? Let's get you back in place. In our awake method, no, not an acceleration event. Awake, we're going to say controls equals new controls. And I'm going to add in a public list of molecules called spawnable molecules. New list molecule. Do that in the shorthand, and then we'll say public void. Actually, yeah, we can. I need to change my controls. Pop this open. Let's add a new spawn. It's a button. We are going to use the spacebar, and we will say controls dot player dot spawn plus equals spawn molecule. We need to do this as CTX because it's passes it through. We also need to make sure this is spawn.performed. This is new input system syntax for anyone who hasn't used new input system yet. So controls.player.spawn.performed plus equals, we're assigning an event callback to this. Context is the callback context that we have, but we're going to ignore it because we don't need it. We're just going to call spawn molecule with spawnable molecules random dot range 0 and spawnable molecules dot count. So we'll just spawn a random molecule at a position. Let's dock my controls window over here as well. Any other suggestions for different molecules that we can have as a baseline, by the way, guys? So we've got hydrogen, oxygen, carbon. I think... What else can we do here? We could have maybe sulfur. We could make sulfur as like orange. Oh, dude, yeah, you've really got to switch over to the new input system. It's actually a lot easier than it seems. Like the Unity's documentation is iffy at best, but the the new input system genuinely is so much nicer to use than the old one. It's actually pretty straightforward. There's a few different ways that you can do it, and I think that's probably what makes it so daunting for a lot of people. But it's nice. It's nice. But for me in this game, we're doing it like this, creating a C# reference and then just assigning to the callbacks. But generally speaking, you'll just stick a player input asset onto your game object and tap into the events like that, and it's just a case of reading the value that comes through. You can add different interactions. I should make a tutorial on it. That would be good. I think I could provide some information that isn't generally available as of yet. There we go. Spawnable molecules. One thing that I also need to do is make sure we do controls.enable. Otherwise our button isn't going to work. Sweet. I'll get that tutorial scheduled in then, because I think we can. It might be a long one, but worth it. So here we go. Now we can press the space button. It spawns in some charged hydrogen. We got some carbon. Let's smack those together. Bit of oxygen in there. These two are connected now. Let's disconnect that. Can I get some normal hydrogen? There we go. That's a charged one again. And another charged one. There's an electron. So what I want to make it do is that when we fling an electron into something else, it'll form a charged version. And obviously we want to be able to make water, H2O. Maybe we could make something special if you put charged. There we go. So 1 hydrogen, 2 oxygen. Bop. And bop. They should not be connected. There we go. Come here. I can see this getting interesting to manage when you've got loads of things on screen. There we go. Oh yeah, we need to fix those spring values as well. Let's do that next. Hydrogen. Chuck in an electron just for fun. Move this one out of the way. So much fun to play with. I want to get another electron. I mean, this is a mess. This is a mess. What have I done? But yeah, I like this. So I figure sort of 30 minutes to an hour. So let's do some basic feel stuff. We're going to fix up the spring joints for these connections. We'll make the other base molecules. I think I want to do 5 as a base. And we can make charged variants of all of them. Oh no, stream's crashing. No! What's going on? OBS, come on, don't fail me now. I think that's my my thing bottling out. We're back. We're back. We're back. Okay, cool. Yeah, so cursor. Spring fix. Let's fix the springs first. I'm keeping an eye on the thing. Oh. Okay, it's looking like it's working on my end now. Things are looking stable. Yeah, okay. I'll do a little one of these. Are you doing it? Or have I frozen again? No, no. I'm just really good at staying still. Yeah, okay. Cool. We're back. So the springs, we want the spring to be like 50 and the damper to be maybe like 4. And that should feel a lot more tight now. Something I do want to do on the... I need to not be focusing on feel, but it's so important. It's so important. I'm gonna add a little coroutine public. Let's make it private actually. Private enumerator. Show molecule. which is simply gonna just do a while. Gonna have float elapsed time equals 0. Make it a var. Let's just do real speedy like serialized field private float appear time, which will make maybe like half a second. And we'll also have a serialized field private float appear curve. Not float, sorry, animation curve. And then on awake, we want to private vector 3 scale. We want to say our scale equals transform.scale, local scale, specifically, lossy scale, local scale. Cache that, and then we will start coroutine show molecule transform.local scale equals vector 3.0. Then while elapsed time is less than or equal to appear time, we'll say transform.local scale equals vector 3.lerp, and we'll go from vector 3.0 to our scale, and the value is going to be 1 divided by elapsed time, so that we get a percentage. Elapsed time plus equals time.delta time, and yield return null. Do we wait for a frame? Why are you... Okay, weird. Cool, so now when we... That's not what I want to do. I want to say, we want to set the scale to the percentage of our scale. So it's going to be not vector2.lerp. We want it to be, hold on, brain. Vector3.1 multiplied by scale divided by wait, no. Scale times 1 over appear curve dot evaluate elapsed time. What's your complaint? Shorthand for writing operator times can't be applied between vector 3 and vector... What? Oh, yes. That's why. I don't need this bit. Okay. Yeah, this Minecraft music is the vibe. This is like my go-to. It's either this, Animal Crossing music, or the classic lo-fi beats. Lo-fi hip-hop beats to relax and study to. Those are my three. Cool. So now we should have particles that scale over time, and I think I want to make them do a little boing like that. And we can do that with curves. Shout out to my man Jaden for getting me onto using animation curves, because I'm a fiend for it. So we're gonna go starting at 0, 0, 0, scale up nice and high, and then we'll just kind of peter down to 1. I've also just realized my scale speed value isn't going to do anything because I'm not multiplying by appear speed. Oh wait, no. Hey the Acorn, I don't think I've seen your face around here before. Nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by. We are making a jam game for the Wanna-Yam Game Jam, hosted by Wannabe Minishare and Samyam. We are doing, under the theme combinations, we are making a game about combining molecules to form bigger molecules, so you can combine more molecules. It's basically Doodle God, but physics-based and even more complex, which is... that's fun. And if I've just written my code correctly, we should be able to... Oh, transform.local scale assign attempt is not valid. Input local... what? Not a number. What? Why is it not a number? It should be a number. Whoops. Wait, what's the compile errors? Oh, you can't assign to... okay. It has to be local scale. Why is that giving me not a number? Because it should be... elapsed time is 0. We want to multiply by... oh no, I do just want to multiply by the curve. We're not dividing by 1. Because it's already between 0 and whatever. So just scale. Yeah, cool. Cool. Yeah, I definitely should get into using assemblies. I probably won't bother for this just because it's a jam game, but with my computer slowing down as well, because it's not even Unity being super slow, it's just my computer. It sucks. Huh. Why is that still not doing the thing? Scale multiplied by the value in appear curve with appear time divided by elapsed time. Oh, I'm dividing by 0. Yeah, that'll do it. We want elapsed time divided by appear time. There we go. There we go. So we get the percentage. And then we're doing while... yeah, yeah. Cool, 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 cool. I'm just bad at maths. Can't tell if he's scaled in. Yeah, look at that. Boom. I think maybe I want the... the curve to be a little bit more exaggerated. Maybe get it up to 1.2. A value of 0.15. Maybe not that far. A bit more like an S curve, because it should like slow into it. Maybe let's make the appear time like 1.75. And what we'll also do is add in a... No, I don't want to add in a particle system. Let's just create a... Let's make a particle system under the molecule manager. Oh, come on. What am I doing? What am I doing? Bruh, my brain. Please, please effects particle system. There we go. We are just going to have a burst of 1. Emission over time is 0. You are going to be a circle with a radius of 0. Duration is going to be 1 second. Start speed is going to be 0. Where is start speed? 0. I want a new material, which is going to be a hollow circle particle. And we're going to change this to a circle outline, like so. Drag and drop this in here. We're actually going to make the color our background color, but we're going to make it like a lot darker. Still keep it relatively low saturation. Maybe I want a slightly thinner circle. That feels quite thick. That's not my materials. Hollow circle particle. Yeah, maybe like this one. And then size over lifetime. I want to do that kind of thing. Make this 1.5. Gonna have to make it do it like this. And yeah, we are gonna have to shorten a lifetime a lot more. 0.75. 0.5. There we go. We will do a color over lifetime. like so. And actually I'm gonna up this to like 3. Maybe not 3, like 2, maybe. Do this kind of thing. Maybe not do that kind of thing. Maybe let's just make it even shorter, like 0.2. I think 0.3 is okay. I just want it to be even less visible, like really subtle. Cool. My brain is getting pulled in a lot of different directions. It's I'm going a bit nutty, but this is fine. This is fine. We're going to make it not loop. So every time we spawn a particle, we'll just play this. So let's make a reference in our molecule spawner, private, well, serialized field, private, particle system, spawn effect. And we will simply go in here and say spawn effect.play. We won't have it play on awake. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Uncheck play on awake. Let's assign that in here. Save. Play button. There we go. And now we got some little effect going on. That's cool. That's nice. I like the feel of that. That feels maybe just too thick. Maybe just a little bit too thick. Let's go with this one. And it's like just a little bit too slow for me. Maybe like this kind of vibe. And I want it to not have reached. I want it to keep going by the time it something like this. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I am liking. Yeah, there we go. Maybe the color needs some work, but that feels good. Ooh. Smack you guys together, get a dude in here. No, I connected you wrong. There we go. Bang. So much fun. Oh, yeah, this is oh, fully consumed the electron. This is feeling cool. That color definitely needs to be lighter though. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's go with the yellow. Go away. Let's go with, yeah, let's go with this color. Needs to be like really low saturation. Yeah, something like that'll do. And we'll just make it like proper subtle, so you barely notice it. Let me just... I'm way too picky. But that's what I'm looking for, like really subtle, really subtle. Make sure we turn on pre-warm on these. I also want to make sure I turn on pre-warm on the charge effect, which I probably should have made a prefab, but hey ho, what can you do? Last thing I want to do is the cursor, which let's make a UI image. I want to make sure this scales with the screen size. We are referencing 2560 by 1440. I would like the image to be, I think, our glowing circle that we've got. Let's make this simple. Probably make the width like 50 by 50. You know what? Let's double it up. Create empty. You're going to be the cursor. I have you. You are going to be zeroed on the cursor. We're going to make your opacity like this. Duplicate, and we're going to use the outline. Make sure you're simple. Put the opacity much higher. You know, maybe we can use a thicker circle for this one. Because it is our cursor. Yeah, that's looking cool. Canvas group. Not interactable, doesn't block raycasts. And let's add a script cursor. Private camera, main camera, on awake. We will say main camera equals camera.main. I want to go application.cursor, or how is it? Let's just Google it. I can Google it. Hide mouse in Unity. Cursor.visible. Nice. Cursor.visible. Haha, that's a problem. Let's game cursor or cursor graphic. Pointer graphic. Let's do that. Pointer graphic. Cursor.visible equals false. I will say on update, transform dot position equals cursor, or I think it's mouse dot current dot position. As vector 3. Oh, sorry. Dot value, read value. Don't need this. I would like to make it that when the mouse button is pressed, it does a little pulse, but we can worry about that later. I think I should also make the cursor a little bit bigger. Like 150 by 150. And let's make sure we update the name of our script as well. Nice. Now we've got a little cursor. Oh, this is coming along so nicely. I am so chuffed. This is it looks great. Like not to pat myself on the back too much, but I really like how this looks. This is And that's the important thing when making games. When making games, for anybody watching who wants to like make games, you know you're on the right track when it's fun to make. To answer your question, Chefman, I don't want to make the graphic for it myself, and also I want to be able to do like animations and effects on the thing. I might want to make it so that we add some extra pulses, or we can do some things with the scale of the cursor when you click stuff. It's just for some extra control, because visuals are like my vibe. Oh yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with this. Oh yeah. The only problem is now I can't actually see where my mouse is to stop playing the game. There we go. I suppose that might be an issue as well, as if the... Yeah, we might have to make the cursor just a tiny bit smaller so that it actually picks things up properly. It needs to be smaller than the Electron at least, but yeah. This is... It's coming together, guys. It's coming together. This is nice. All right, cool. Well, I think that about takes me to where I wanted to go today. I've got other places to be, unfortunately, but this has been really fun. It's been nice to chat to you guys. Thank you all for coming. If you aren't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when we go live again. Next time will be Tuesday, probably at like 8 PM GMT, give or take, 8 PM BST. We'll be doing more of this. If you want to get involved with the community, be sure to join the Discord server, which is linked down in the description. Let your friends know, share it about, share the love. I love chatting with you guys, so it's really nice to have you here on stream. Hopefully it's as enjoyable for you as it is for me. And yeah, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Hopefully I'll see some of your faces on Tuesday. But until then, thank you very much for coming.